What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on the 9.2 live realms. I'm just recording this on the PPC realms actually, because 9.2.5 is coming up today and they're having extended maintenance. But in the meantime, I figured I'd release a video on some of the duels that I did the second that I swapped Alliance. So I chilled outside of Stormwind and around Elwyn Forest and just dueled as many people as I could. And this will be a commentary video about those fights. I do plan on doing some guides in the future about specific classes. I think my first one will be Ret vs Hunter, and then we'll have maybe a little straw poll in the future to get some requests. Maybe we'll do Fury Warriors or Unholy Death Knights, something like that. Some of the harder classes for Ret to fight in 1v1s. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy, and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and I will see you all next time. Alright, so this first clip is against a Glad BM Hunter. So right now I'm waiting for him to open up. I don't have Bopper Bubble, so I have to play really careful in the opener. I noticed that he popped Aspect of the Wild and Bestial Wrath. So what I'm going to do is sit here and cast Flash of Light until he kicks me. I'm also going to press Eye for an Eye. So he doesn't kick me. The reason why I wanted him to kick me was so I could just cast Fleshcraft. And he's still not falling for it. So I'm just sitting here hitting his pets, casting as many flash heals as I can until his cooldowns are over. I'm going to go ahead and use my freedom to run at him. And he stuns me and feigns, so I'm going to run towards him again, and then he aspects of the cheetah away. I'm currently pretty far away from him still, but I notice I don't have a slow, so I go ahead and steed, but he roots my steed, so I'm going to go back into defensive mode where I'm going to pop my emblem, my shield, and get kicked on holy so I can get a Fleshcraft. Again, he has his Bestial Wrath up once more. Bestial Wrath has some pretty good CDR, very low cooldown when you have your set bonus, and I think Kill Command crits, right? He knocks me back as I approach him, and I'm just using my freedom to try and close the distance once again. I'm running the Jurisdiction talent along with Law and Order Slow, so I can get a range slow on him. I don't have bubble for this trap, unfortunately, so he's going to be able to get far away from me again, and he pulls his pets back, so I can't heal off them. But he does put his pets again once again with Bestial Wrath, so I am just hitting the pets. I stun one of them, and try to make distance and catch the hunter here. He feigns off my slow and stuns me once again, but I am going to bubble this stun and try to stay on top of him here, because if I can get consistent uptime, he dies. So I use my bubble to stay on top. He aspects of the turtle, my bubble, and drops a binding shot, so I cannot freedom out of the binding shot. So once again, I go into defensive mode. I'm going to just hit the pets to build holy power, pass flash shield when possible, and continue running at the hunter. This is his, what, third or fourth Bestial Wrath, but I managed to catch him in a stun with no trinket, so we just pop off on him, and yep. If you ever are able to get uptime on Hunter, you should win the duel. Alright, our next game is against a Marksman Hunter, and he's Night Fae, and I just boxed his opener, but he chunked me to half health anyway with, looks to be Arcane Shots, and I believe the Wild Hunt is considered magic damage as well. So we start popping off on him and force his turtle, and he Night Phase inside of the turtle to close, or to make some distance. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep wandering at him and get another stun. He trinkets out, and I disengage his away and dies. This next duel is against a Kyrian Feral who pops absolutely everything on me in the opener, which, look, I'm just melting away to the bleeds. I have to press my Shield of Vengeance along with my emblem to get him, and I stun him and he gets away. I'm gonna go ahead and Unbound Freedom, try and run at him if possible, using my wings to pressure him as much as I can, and his frenzy regens are done, so this guy should have been in bear form right now. There he goes, bear form. Bear form trying to survive my wings damage. I'm not gonna let this duel go on though, so I go ahead and bubble offensively and attack him, and down he goes. Alright, so this next game is against another Feral Druid, and in my defense, you guys notice I used my Rebuke. I thought he was Resolve and came out with a Resolve proc, but he's actually the 3-minute cooldown version of the Resolve, which gives him CC immunity. We managed to face tank, Convoke to the face, using wings as a recovery tool right here. I'm not going to do too much damage into him because he has his Barkskin up. So I'm just focusing on recovering, making sure we don't have to overcommit defensive cooldowns. I do use Eye for an Eye here to trade into him, but he is frenzy regenning, so his health is going to remain pretty neutral, even though I'm doing big damage into him. He's sitting in bear. Not quite sure what his goal is at the moment, because running the build that he's running, he only really has one big go opportunity every 3 minutes. Make his Convoke not, not CC or stunnable. So down he goes. Our next duel is against, oh yeah, this is an Affliction Warlock. So I actually did a bunch of duels against this guy. And what happened was I actually taught him the best opener against Red Paladins as Affliction. And I probably shouldn't have, because I was owning him up until then. But basically, as an Affliction lock, you really should just coil into a Fear, get all your dots up, get your Dark Soul up, get your Soul Rod up, and just blast the Red Paladin and force bubble. And that is exactly what he does here. So he Soul Rods me, and I just go ahead and bubble. He used Dark Glare, everything. So as I approach him, he makes some distance, and then he ports with the Conduit, so he's running fast, and then he runs to his gate, and then he runs back the other way. Lucky for me, I'm running the Steed Conduit, so I have an extra long Steed, and I'm running long stun, so I can stun him from range as well. Unfortunately, I can't kick this Drain Life here because he has Echoing Resolve, and he just keeps using his mobility tools to get away. When I finally connect him, and he has no more mobility left, he uses his Wall, which is really good, and casts a Fear, and reapplies his dots. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to remain neutral in health until I have another go opportunity, which would be a stun into Wings on him. You just cannot, if you don't have a kick or a stun for a lock, you cannot kill them. Drain Life will out heal your damage, even your burst. He ports once again, and I'm just chilling here, running with Freedom at him. I notice he has no outs for my stun, so I extra long stun him with Resolve, pop my Wings, and just go ham, and we should be able to close out the duel right here. But I just barely don't get it. Any Hellstones to Fear on me, but once again, I just break the Fear, and we take him out. Very close duel, good duel. Alright, this next duel is against a Pirate Rogue. And if anyone has been paying attention to the AWC, Pirate Rogues have been everywhere. Ironically, the best cleave in the game is Double Outlaw Rogue. This guy just pops his evasion and kidneys me with evasion because he just does not care. But I pre-eye for an eye the kidney, so I'm not too worried, even though he does massive damage into the 35% wall I had going on. He's running away from me right now with Feign up, which is iffy. But because I am a long Blade of Justice, I'm able to hit him from a distance and heal up while he tries to get a re-stealth and cannot. But lucky for me, I just catch him in a stun and we just blast him. Because if that duel goes on any amount of time, it actually goes in his favor. So this sub-rogue had a very sketchy opener on me. Not the best opener. He overlaps Disarm and Cheap Shot and Kidney Shot while not doing damage. And he drops his Resonator late, so I'm able to just walk out of it. He blinds while he has Shadow Blaze up, which is also not very ideal. And then he opens before the blind ends, and or he opens as I'm getting out. He should have just run away, like blind and run away. But this guy is all over the place. I can't even commentate what he's doing because he's like Swifty macroing all his buttons. But he does get a clean re-stealth. I believe that was the Shadow Meld stealth into a sap on me. He's waiting for stun DRs, and then he opens with a Dance, Cheap Shot into a DR'd Kidney Shot. I believe that wasn't a 5-point DR Kidney Shot because that would have been like a, what, 3-second stun? I could be wrong. He disarms me, but unfortunately it does not work on Final Verdict, and that is the game. Alright guys, if you enjoyed these duels, feel free to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and I will be actually having a guide for fighting hunters in the near future. And I know some of these games aren't against the most geared players, or I could have done things differently, but for the most part, what I'm doing, if I'm fighting an undergeared players, I'm giving myself a small handicap. I'm not playing it exactly the way I would in an arena to just instantly one-shot them, give them a little bit of a fighting chance, and sometimes the players are good. But stay tuned for more. I will be doing more duel videos in the future, and also some dueling guides. All right, peace.